found another mountain. I'm at Hamilton Mountain. Lots of waterfalls, and I just had this little adventure. I sat here and took off my shoes so I could ground, and one of my shoes fell down this. God, you can't really tell, but it's like a little cliff. It just tumbled off this kind of rock structure, mossy thing I'm sitting on. So I had to climb down and get it. And it was fun because I was barefoot. And I climbed up the rock a little bit. I really want to go rock climbing. So this is just very strange for me, all these hiking adventures I'm having while the kids are away. Oh my God, this is my joy. I'm finding my joy. So I really trust my guides at this point, and thought I would channel barefoot here on this rock. Okay. Rosalind and Jocelyn, do you have a word from Hamilton Mountain? Dear Kellie, ooh, this is fun. Ooh, this is getting fun, right? You're thinking of all these ideas about bringing people up here, but it's just fun as it is, too. It's your ego that wants to make something out of it. It's just for you. It's just, you don't need to take pictures, just appreciate it. Taking pictures sometimes diminishes the moment. Try it without pictures next time. I couldn't help it. The waterfalls were amazing. I don't know how I'm so lucky. There isn't any snow on the mountain. All right. Well, is there much to say? It's going to be your example, Kellie, that proves all of this. It doesn't really matter what we say. That's why you have to do it. That's why you have to do it. You have to do the things we tell you to do, or it would be invisible. All of our advice would be invisible if you didn't step out there and do it. Do it for yourself. Just do it for your own personal masterpiece of life. Do this because this is the highest wisdom that you can find, and you're choosing to act on it for your own personal benefit. And it just happens to be your own personal benefit that the rest of the world should heal. And that's the proper place for accountability. Accountability doesn't belong under the word or feeling of guilt. Okay? Everyone's doing their best. If you feel guilty about something, tell yourself you're doing your best. You have limited knowledge on earth as a human right now. You're limited because your consciousness was shut down. So be patient with yourself as you decide that you want to explore what you're capable of. Start with compassion for yourself, because you were guided wrong, and it was all unconsciously happening. As a kid, you just accept what's going on because that's your job. As a kid, is just to observe and learn and grow. You're not supposed to question things until you get to puberty, and then you're like, wait, something's off here. And the more off it feels, the more difficult those teenage years are. But that's okay too, because that's just part of the life journey. It's part of it. It shapes you. It shapes the parent, and it shapes the child. And hopefully the parent reaches deep for humility and wisdom to get through it. And hopefully keeping an open communication with that child is the most important thing. That's what we were telling Kellie in the car on the way here, that we're recently, there's a video, or audio recording. So like the way this all got started with this negativity on earth is that everything was one, right? Hinduism, Vedantism, everything was one. And then, this extension of God was curious about living somewhere else. It was that innocent. We've said this before. So, the teenager, let's just call this entity a teenager extension of God. That's how Kellie thinks of it. this teenager extension was like, look, I just want to go see what's outside our kingdom. I just want to go explore. You give me everything. You don't make me do anything. I kind of want to feel some independence. And God was like, okay, go ahead. But he put a GPS tracker in his backpack without his son knowing. Because he's like, I'm not going to let you get away forever. And the GPS tracker is our Holy Spirit. Our Holy Spirit is in our pocket, just waiting for us to go, help, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm lost. And that's, the Holy Spirit wasn't given permission to do anything unless you ask for help, because it's free will. You wanted free will, God gave you free will. You have free will to reach out to God or not. You can't prove whether God exists or not, because it has to be a choice. That's the whole point of existence, that you choose God. That's why we're here. We're here because we wanted to experience what life was like without God being in control of everything. We wanted to be in control, so our ego's in control of everything, but it can be over any time. We just say, okay, I'm done, I want to go home. And that's when the Holy Spirit comes in, and that's when you want to start channeling and discovering your intuition and healing. That's when your anxiety is too much, and you either got to find a therapist or take some drugs or go do ayahuasca. Whatever it is, that's the calling to end the dream, to end the Maya. It's a dream. The ancient people were right. The native people were right. They're still right. They know how to be happy and live in harmony with Earth. Let's go learn from them. Let's go learn from them. And things can be amazing. We just stop giving authority to the wrong people. Stop giving energy to the wrong thoughts. It's all parallel. It's all a hologram, where your tiny little microcosm of life is your only important thing to pay attention to. The rest of the world is just an echo of what you're going through. So if you want to change the war in wherever it is, Israel, Palestine, if you want to change that war, find out where that is happening inside your life. Where is Israel and Palestine reflected in your fractal of this hologram? What is Israel and Palestine inside you? What's the same? There's the same struggle. If that's calling your attention on the news, then that means it's inside you, as within, so without. So you do have a lot more power than you're told you have, because everything's inside you. Everything. And you're probably watching the news. You're probably watching social media. Guilty. Said Kellie. Guilty though. Okay. So when you're doing that, you're not paying attention to your own internal stories or your internal joy. You're not fixing what's wrong, and you're not enjoying what's right. So that's the work. The work right now is to focus on your joy, so that you realize all the places you're wasting your energy that's not joy, that you don't really have to do. You're just doing it because someone told you that's what you do. That's the work of the Lightworker, to bring in the light so that you can see the shadows in your life that are limiting you to a limited human experience. Okay, we're repetitive, but we need to be repetitive, because your ego's going to fight this. Your ego's going to distract you. Your ego's going to say, no. That's not what the church fathers said. Oh, Kellie, you can't let that one go. Yeah, it's fun. Just laugh at it. She laughs at herself instead of feels guilty now. Instead of feeling guilty, Kellie is laughing at herself. And it's play. I'm seeing the play now, and it was so fun to hike barefoot up this mossy rock. Some of it was not appropriate for climbing, and I could have been stupid about it, but I did find where I could see the rock and not just moss, and I leaned on it a little bit before I climbed. Okay, I want to be a kid. I want to be a 44-year-old kid. That's my goal. I didn't make it to a lookout. I'm going back down. So if anybody wants to go back up Hamilton Mountain to the lookout, I will come with you. Just call me and set a time. Peace and love.